All right, welcome to basically Tuesday. And what we're going to do today is we have an assignment that we're going to do. You should have finished reading part 2 by now of the Perks of Being a Wallflower. Part 3 is rather short. It's only about 50 pages. So it should be done by Thursday. And the assignment that we're going to do this week is not going to be a multiple choice or a quiz or anything like that. It's going to be writing a letter assignment. So if you go to Moodle and you go to letter writing assignment and you click on it, what you're going to see is the directions, which you're going to write a letter to Charlie, and it's going to be a response to one of the entries that he's put in the novel that you're reading. So as you are sharing your reading responses, okay, you have to have a certain format, and that's the way this bulleted format is right here. Remember that the letter must be at least 140 words or more. That sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. When you're talking about writing a letter to somebody and responding back to some emotional problem that they've had, and you first address what they put in the letter and then you give them advice, it really just kind of flows out, especially if you use some personal experience of yours as well. So essentially when you look at it, when you begin the letter and stuff, you want to date the letter the day after the date of the letter was written to you. So let's assume that the letter was written to us December 30th, 1991. Okay, so we would then respond back to December 31st, 1991. And so when looking at it, we would date that letter there, and then we would put Dear Charlie instead of Dear Friend, because he's writing to us as the Dear Friend. And then what we want to do is we want to address specific events that happened in the letter. So what is it that you're targeting that you're going to give him advice on? He's talked about something, and you're going to kind of talk to it. You relate those events to real events in your life or similar events that you know about that you may have happened to people at school or some experience that you have, and offer him advice on how to deal with it, and then make a connection to maybe some other things that have happened in the past in the letter. I wrote a quick example just a few minutes ago to help you with this form of writing, okay? So this is what a basic letter would look like. December 31st, 1991, Dear Charlie. And then when you look at what's written, it says, I thought about how you went to see your Aunt Helen as the first place you ever drove to when you got your license, and it makes complete sense. It seems like the only person you can talk to about all your problems and have them listen without judging is her right now. And I get your family doesn't truly listen to what you're saying, and that Aunt Helen seems to be your only outlet to expressing all these bottled up emotions and feelings inside you. Like when you said, and then I quote, something from the passage, that particular one, that you wanted to sleep for 1,000 years or just not exist or just not be aware that you do exist or something like that. Then I make I give advice. We all feel insignificant at times and alone. There's sometimes some of the worst moments of our lives because all we do is think. And that leads to overthinking and analyzing, which creates negativity and emotions to issues or problems where there's no clear-cut answer. And you even said it yourself, and then I used another quote, and because I don't want to start thinking again, not like I have this last week, I can't think again, not ever again. Just know that it's normal to self-assess, but it can be dangerous to over-assess because this can lead to feelings of depression, inadequacy, as well as self-loathing. Now, the last part. Now, I've addressed specific things that he talked about, and I gave him advice. Now I'm going to relate it back to something that's happened in the past of the, something else that's happened in the book for prior events. Remember when you first started these letters and you hated the idea of starting high school? You were teased, picked on, and friendless? What eventually occurred? You took a chance and went to a football game, and there met Sam and Patrick, and they have become a strong source of support for you. Do not forget that on the other side of failure is success, and those moments of loneliness will be replaced with companionship and friendship. Charlie, you don't have to be alone if you simply ask for help. Love always, your friend. And that basically would be what I'm looking for when you write this letter. You may choose any passage that you want in here. It doesn't really matter which ones or what date you choose. It could be this entry here. It could be the next entry. Depends on what you want to hit. But it's going to be something that you're interested in, okay? So, and there's so many different things that he refers to in relationships, his emotions towards his girlfriend, his first time using drugs, first time finding friends, that kind of stuff, and how he feels. You may hit those and address that and then reflect back on it, okay? And that's basically your assignment that you're going to do for this week, besides just reading. So you'll read, you'll be doing some of your study guide questions, and you will also, at some point, I want you to do this. Now, this is due on Thursday, so you have 4 days to complete this, but it is due when you come in on Thursday during the period, okay? And that's primarily it as far as that. By Thursday, you should be done with part 3 of the Perks of Being a Wallflower, and part 4 will be up and rolling for you by Thursday. And that pretty much is it. Once you reply back to this and complete it, upload it to Moodle, and I'll get you a grade in. And good luck.